I first got into lifeguarding when I just finished school at the age of 17. Fortunate enough to grow up on the northern beaches of Sydney. Spent my entire life surfing and around the ocean.
Love being out of the water, I love the ocean, so I really wanted to have a positive impact on the beaches.
Yeah, weather-wise, we get a bit of everything throughout the lifeguard season. At the start of the season, towards the back end of winter, we got big southerly swells, torrential rain, cold winds. And as it leads into summer, we get the nor'east winds with the 40-degree days and packed beaches, large amounts of crowds and tourists. And towards the back end of the season, we start to get the big northeast cyclone swells coming down from Queensland, and that's when we tend to get a lot of surfer rescues and boats getting in trouble.
Regardless of what the conditions are doing outside, we've got to go if something happens, and quite often the days that are the most dangerous are the wet, windy and horrible days. And regardless of what's going on, we've got to be ready to go at a moment's notice. Yeah, so when I was 15, I had a bit of a run-in with a marine creature.
This time, a 15-year-old boy was mauled at Avalon as he surfed with his dad.
15-year-old Andrew Lindop, conscious but heavily sedated to dull the pain in his left leg. Quick thinking by his father Charles, a surf lifesaving captain, who tied a shirt around the top of his thigh to slow the blood loss.
I was surfing pretty early in the morning at about 6 o'clock with my dad. I was just sitting on my board when a grey white just came up underneath me and grabbed hold of my left leg, threw me into the air and off my board. Pretty near death experience at the time. Like, my dad luckily knew where to first aid and used a tourniquet to wrap around my upper leg, which managed to stem a lot of the blood flow. I think the idea of getting back in was pretty daunting at first, but then as soon as I actually did go back into the water, we just sort of forget it all. As a professional lifeguard, it's imperative that we have the best gear and the highest quality, and we absolutely need to be able to trust our gear so we can go out in any situation and know that we don't have to worry about anything happening.
The public put their trust in the lifeguards to keep them safe when they're down the beach, and the lifeguards have to put their trust in the gear that they use to make sure that we can all do our jobs to the highest standards.